President William Ruto's Kenya Kwanza government has committed to create employment opportunities to the young people and empower the over 13 million Kenyans, most of whom are skilled laborers who are in the informal sector, to earn a living.
Tuko na mpango ambayo tunasema inaitwa recognition of prior learning. Kuna watu wengi mafundi hawajaenda shule lakini wako na skill ya ufundi. Si kweli? Na tumesema hakuna haja ya kupeleka mtu ambaye anaelewa kazi shuleni tena. Fanyia yeye mtihani, patia yeye karatasi, aendelee na kufanya kazi.
Embracing recognition for prior learning in our country started way back 3 years ago, and specifically in the year 2020, has today become a reality because we have been able to subject the policy document for public participation and stakeholder engagement, and we have also had the policy approved by the cabinet, and therefore the recognition for prior learning holds a very significant role in this country. This is a big win for the Republic of Kenya. We celebrate hundreds of Kenyans who were successfully assessed during the piloting phase of the recognition for prior learning policy, and I now urge all the graduates to take advantage of job opportunities within the country and abroad and make good use of your now certified skills.
Through the bottom-up economic transformation agenda, it is becoming a reality since their skills are recognized through assessment and certification through the recognition of prior learning.
Recognition of prior learning also promotes inclusivity by providing alternative pathways to education for individuals who may have barriers in acquiring traditional forms of learning.
Kwa majina naitwa Maureen Acheno kutoka Garissa. Mimi ni mshonaji wa ya wanawake sana.
Maureen, naona wakati wa screening, wakati tulifanywa screening, kuna zile nguo ambazo ulitishwa na zile vitu zingine za ulikuwa umeitishwa. Kuna passports ulikuwa umeitishwa. Sijui kama umeweza kuja nayo passport na ID. Maureen Atieno Odhiambo. Then naona ulikuwa umeitishwa a straight dress with a lining na sleeve.
National Qualifications Authority, KNQA, alongside other key stakeholders, has hit the ground running to implement the program that is aimed at transforming both the formal and informal sectors. Over 5,000 workers who underwent a thorough assessment process will form the first cohort of graduates who will be awarded with certificates acquired through recognition of prior learning that recognizes their skills at work.
The recognition of skills and knowledge will lead to expansion of the skills inventory and aid in aligning of the available skills to local and international labor market. It supports the formalization of the informal sector by recognizing the valuable skills.
So this policy comes in handy in appraising Kenyans concerning what they need to do in getting these certificates, and not only that, in terms of the regulations that are necessary to govern this particular area of recognizing prior learning. And therefore would wish to congratulate the Kenya National Qualifications Authority and also the Ministry of Education, and particularly the State Department of TVET, for this initiative that they have come up with. The National Industrial Training Authority has done certification for quite a number of young people out there, and they will be graduating also. The unemployment rate in this country is extremely high, so whatever we can do to ensure that our young people are able to gain employment is an initiative that we welcome.
The Nation of Prior Learning pilot program was funded by the International Labour Organization, ILO, the International Rescue Committee, IRC, and the Mastercard Foundation. Mobilization of applicants was carried out in collaboration with the Kenya National Federation of Juakali Associations and the Department of Refugee Services, ensuring a diverse pool of participants. The Kenya National Qualifications Authority, KNQA, played a crucial role in coordinating the pilot program, while the National Industrial Training Authority, NITA, and TVET Curriculum Development Assessment and Certification Council, TVET SIDAC, TVET, CDACC were responsible for conducting the screening, portfolio of evidence assessment or POE assessment and summative assessment of the applicant.
Mimi kazi yangu ni mechanic na nafanyanga kidogo wiring, lakini majorly ni kazi ya engine work. Mimi nimekuwa kwa hii kazi mbele ya miaka 35. Mimi hii barua naifurahia sana na nimesikia mzuri sana. Nimeona serikali imeanza kuchukua hatua.
The way the country is moving now is with competence-based education and training. What matters is what you know, is what you can do. And already people in the informal sector, they have been doing this work as long as they started their learning on the industry, and they have been even earning out of it. But nobody recognizes what they know because they have no certificate. What we are doing here is to look at the competencies which already they have. Even our informal or formal trainees, they have been going to the informal sector for attachments. Who teaches them, who helps them is the people in the informal sector.
I'm extremely excited about the launch of the RPL in Kenya. This is something that we started working on about 5 years ago. And the reason why we did this is when we came into the market, we realized that the TVET sector had a very interesting dimension where we had a number of graduates who had papers and they were not able to do what the papers said, but we also had a large number of people like masons, electricians, plumbers that were able to do plumbing work and the works like those for which they had not been trained. So we realized that a lot of the good skills, especially the more modern skills, were located among people that were practicing rather than those that were coming out of school.
RPL will be implemented through the following national policy tools and instruments. RPL Policy Framework, Guideline for Implementation of RPL, RPL Practitioners Code of Conduct, RPL Quality Assurance Manual, RPL Guide for Qualifications Awarding Institutions, National Standards for RPL, RPL Practitioners Training Guide, RPL Practitioners Training Manual, RPL Assessment Appeal Guide, RPL Guide for Regulatory Bodies, RPL Guide for Assessment Centers, RPL Candidates Guide. The areas assessed included assessments.
There were discussions that brought together the government, the workers, and the employers. So we identified ecosystem players whose capacity needed to be built. It was not enhanced. This was really building from scratch so that they appreciate RPL and know how to implement.
Recognition of prior learning is a global concept, has been embraced in recognition that learning happens anywhere and anytime. And we need to acknowledge that if wherever I am able to acquire some learning, then it is possible that that learning can be validated, it can be recognized, it can be certified.
Recognition of prior learning application will be submitted online through the Management Information System.
We are looking forward as an authority to join hands together with all the stakeholders in this process and to ensure that we provide many opportunities to so many other young people who for one reason or another, they were not able to get access formal training. And in this case, within the next few years, we'll be able to provide a critical numbers of qualified skilled workforce that will be able to work in both formal and informal sector to drive and build the socioeconomic sphere in this country. Thank you very much.
The recognition of prior learning sets a clear roadmap for a nationwide awareness and publicity, a multi-stakeholder engagement on RPL, capacity building of RPL practitioners, training of more RPL practitioners from training institutions, industry, employers, trade unions and religious groups.
Recognition of prior learning is a process used to identify, assess and certify knowledge, skills and competencies acquired by a person in the formal or non-formal learning. The RPL process has 3 key processes: awareness creation and publicity, counseling and facilitation, assessment and certification.
enhancing a link between RPL graduates and employers, National Database of Graduates in Kenya, National Learners Record Database, KLNRD, for access of employers. The program will play a significant role in shaping a sector that contributes immensely to the economy.
I'm glad to be here to speak as an employer who was able to register 6 of her employees to be part of RPL, and they were the first group that did the pilot. And I must say that it was a great opportunity for the team that I had, and right now they have certificates. There are people who can be able to be employed in other places, and also they've been able to get opportunities elsewhere.
There are people out there who have been asking, when is these institutions going to start assessing us? And that is why we are looking forward to the launch of the recognition of prior learning in this country.
Let us affirm skills and competencies of the Kenyan people, and let us give them an equal chance to participate in national development. And what has happened today is the best thing that could ever happen to this country. And I want to say, wale walikuwa nasema that the hustler narrative was not real. This is what the hustler narrative is all about. All these people, all these are the 8 people and Form 4 people who have skills, who have competencies, and nobody recognizes them, belong to the hustler nation. And this is their government, and their government is recognizing them for who they are, for what they know, for the skills they possess, for the competencies that they have. And they must be allowed to take part in the development of this country and fend for themselves and their families.